Hey there, welcome back. Today I have another installation of my exercise relationships series for you. And today we're going to look at all of the arches in the Pilates system. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I make workout videos and exercise tutorials, and I love the Pilates method of exercise. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back to watch videos, and thank you for becoming a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, do click the red bar below and the bell icon so you'll be notified every time I make a post. Thank you for coming and joining me today. And today we're going to look at 6 exercises in the Pilates system that all share the same back shape. And there are 2 previous installations in this series, the round shape, which was the first video, and also the tall shape. And I will include both of those in the info box below, as well as all of the names of the exercises that we're going to talk about today. And as I talk about them, I'll insert a still photo so you'll know kind of what we're talking about, and you'll be able to see the exercise kind of to wrap your mind around how we're talking about it. Okay. So the exercise we're going to talk about today that are all related and all share the same back shape are Swan, pretty much Swan anywhere in the studio, but I'm specifically talking about Swan on the Cadillac. It's very similar to Swan on the mat, so we can kind of talk about those. And there's actually 2 versions of it done on the Cadillac, so I'll put a picture of each of those up. And then the one that it has straight arms is much more similar to the one that's done on the mat. And then also we'll be looking at pull straps and also T-straps. Part of the snake twist exercise, the snake part. The down stretch. Spread eagle, which is done on the Cadillac. And then also the arm series that's done lying over either the small barrel or actually any of the barrels, but mostly over the small barrel or the spine corrector. So those are the 6 exercises we're going to look at. And I'm just going to kind of relate them to each other based on, they do share the same back shape, but often the lower body is doing a variety of different things. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how they can help each other as you work on all of them. So I have a monthly teacher lab in my studio on Fridays, on Friday afternoons. And actually I'll include some information about that as well, and you can book in if you're in the San Diego area. And one class we looked at all of the swans in the system on every piece of apparatus, and we decided to rank them from most accessible to most ridiculous and crazy. And coming in at number 1 was the Swan on the Cadillac, the version that's done with straight arms. And although it's very similar to the version done on the mat, Swan on the mat, you can see they pretty much are the same except where your arms are is a little different. And I almost feel like they're kind of evenly matched, the one on the mat and the one on the Cadillac. But you do get a bit of help from the apparatus and a spring on the Cadillac, so that's why we thought that one was the most accessible. Both the Swan on the mat and the one done on the Cadillac, you have the most support because you have all of your body lying on the Cadillac. And on the Cadillac, you have a spring to help you to do the full back bend, this full arch of Swan, where the arms bend kind of like the shave before they extend upward. But the arch part is exactly the same. And then you can contrast that with pulling straps and T, which is done on the reformer. And you can see that it's nearly the same shape, but now not all of your body is supported anymore. You have just the trunk of your body supported. And you have a considerable spring assistance, but it's not very straightforward. You have to sort of learn and cultivate how to let the spring and the straps help you to do the exercise versus making it an arm exercise, but more of a back exercise. And then let's skip a little bit to a next kind of accessible. Let's talk about the spread eagle, which is done on the Cadillac. And now we have literally the same body shape as our pull straps and T, except now we're not lying on our stomachs. We're actually standing up and we don't have our legs together. So there's a little bit more of supporting yourself in the air because you are holding on and you are standing on your feet, but not a lot of your body is not touching anything. So just because you're standing, that's going to place a little bit more demands on that exercise, the spread eagle. But you could use spread eagle because it's very much the same as the pulling straps. I'll just show both of those so you can kind of see. And pulling straps, you get all that support of your trunk on the box, but to stand on your feet or have the feeling of standing on your feet is not possible directly with the pull and T. So the spread eagle gives you that feeling of standing in that same shape that then maybe you could use to help you in the pulling straps. And also the Swan, that's really not on my list, but we do it often, is Swan on the barrel. Swan on the barrel in the order of their former exercises precedes pull straps and T. So Swan on the barrel, you also get to have your feet touching the rungs of the ladder. I'll just insert a picture of Swan on the barrel and also the pull T so you can see a comparison. So we have our lying down support, we have less lying down support, and then we have standing in the spread eagle. So now let's talk about the down stretch, which is again, same back shape, same arch, but now in a kneeling position, which is a little bit different. And you're also on the reformer so that you have to control the spring and move the carriage, which is a little bit more involved, shall we say, than lying on the Cadillac doing something with nothing, no moving parts. And the box where you're closing and opening the spring with the pulling straps as well, but not really as in your face about it as the down stretch, let's say. And so let's now look at, so those are pretty much in a similar orientation, lying down, standing, kneeling. But sometimes to make that arch shape of your back, I'm someone who the upper back it's not easily found, my upper back does not easily make an arch shape. So I've really had to cultivate and figure out how to use my muscles to make that shape. And one place that is excellent to do that is the arm series that we do lying over either the small barrel or the spine corrector. And I'll insert a picture of that. So in this scenario, the part of the back that we're shaping into an arch is completely supported in that arch by the spine corrector or the small barrel. And so I find that really helpful because I can use that as a template for my back, and it gives me a muscular physical memory of what that shape feels like in my back, so that then I can apply it to all the other exercises where there's nothing behind me, like all the swans I mentioned, and also the snake and the down stretch and the flying eagle. So if that's a series that you are not familiar with, the arm series done over the small barrel, there's just 4 exercises, but they are wonderful. They're really, really helpful, and it can really help you figure out how to lift yourself over the barrel, which is going to come into play for exercises like down stretch, where you have to lift yourself and make an even more arch with each repetition. And then that will also help with our friend the snake. So I'll insert a picture of the snake now. So the snake has many shapes, many back shapes. It's got a twist in it, it's got a round shape, it's got an arch shape. So we're just talking about the part that is the arch shape. And in your, when the carriage is fully out in the snake, that is the moment of arch. And really, although you are barely supported on your hands and one foot, you are essentially in the same position as your pulling straps and your swan on the Cadillac. And you can use that feeling of the small barrel, of course, to keep making your arch if that's an unfamiliar shape. But sometimes in the midst of the snake twist, it's nice to have a moment where you think, oh, it's just swan. Because compared to snake twist, I find Swan just a little bit more straightforward. Not that I find it to be an easy exercise in any way, but sometimes if you can isolate the various exercises that help you with a particular moment in an exercise, it can kind of take you back to an exercise that you think, oh, this isn't scary or weird. I do this exercise all the time. So that arch moment of snake, and I'm just going to contrast that with, let's say, the pulling strap. So you can see that it's pretty much the same shape, although you have a different relationship to the apparatus that you're on. So try these exercises, relate them to each other, see in what ways exercise A helps you with exercise B, C, D, E, and F. And let me know how you do. Do share your successes in a comment below. If you have questions about these exercises or it doesn't make sense how I'm relating them together, please leave me a comment. We've been having some great conversations in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!